Hey everybody, welcome back. We're here with project group number 15, working with MISO. We're here to ask you guys some questions, and we have here the CEO, the CTO, and the CFO. Would you guys like to introduce yourself?
So my name's Sean Fleming. I'm the CEO, and I'm going to be talking about what we're trying to build and what is MISO and a little bit about this project.
My name is Vin Birgeron. I'm the CFO, looking at how we can produce the best impact for MISO.
Hi, my name is John DiBasilio. I'm the CTO, and I'm going to be showing you guys some of the technical side of this project.
Awesome. Welcome here, guys. We're just going to go start off with some questions.
All right, guys. This is Dylan. I'm a reporter here, and just wanted to know if you could give me a brief explanation of what you are trying to build.
So I could take that question. So we are building a web dashboard to view the historical and real-time emissions data for all the electricity generated in the MISO floor plan. We want to give the public lots of ways to easily interact with this important data, and we want to create a simple web page with a variety of graphs to allow for interested parties to view this data.
Awesome, awesome. So we keep talking about MISO. For people who don't know, what is MISO and what do they do?
So MISO is the Mid-Continent Independent System Operator, and they help organize electricity generation and transmission in a large swath of territory from Hudons Bay to Louisiana and East Texas. MISO allows for electric utilities in different states and Manitoba Hydro to cooperate about planning new power plants, figuring out how to use their existing plants, and helping to organize these utilities as a block. MISO is an important player in maintaining a safe, efficient, and stable electric supply for millions of ratepayers.
All right. So even though this is on pretty much everyone's minds right now, remind us why we want to track the emissions. What benefits can come out of this project?
Yeah, I can go on that a bit. And one really good example of sort of why tracking emissions is really important is what they're doing in California. So, what you're seeing in this document right now is the graph of the emissions from the California ISO. And so, tracking emissions like this is really important because it gives us a good idea of where the network needs to go in the future, how we can best orient our generation priorities, our planning priorities in the future here.
Okay, so gathering all this data into one dashboard, and it'll be public. How do you think the public will interact with this project?
The public will be able to go onto the MISO website and they'll have the ability to view a bunch of graphs and customize the dashboard views that they're seeing. Additionally, they can download the data they're viewing and they can be pointed towards the source data, where that's coming from. And then they can do a lot of filtering on the geography, on the yearly history of the data, or they can view data in sort of 5 or 10 minute intervals about real time electricity generation.
Awesome, awesome. Can any of you guys explain to me what you're using for the to build this? What kind of technologies are you going to implement? Are you going to invent new ones, or what's the story?
Sure, I'd like to answer that question. So we're going to create our own software to import the source data from MISO and government sources, and then we'll plug into the same graphing engine that MISO uses to visualize the rest of their data. I have an example that rough draft of what we are currently working on that I'd like to share. So this right here is a rough draft of our input data that we're going to be using for this. We're taking all the different power plants in the MISO region, breaking them down by the north, central, and south areas, and kind of classifying them into what kind of fuel group they're in or the fuel code. And then our three big ones that we're looking at is the generation of kilowatt hours, the tons of CO2 emissions, and what generation that capacity that power plant is in. Now, this is historical data from 2019, so we're able, hopefully, when we put it into the system, be able to draw conclusions based on what we find.
Awesome, that looks great. So a lot of stuff we have here. So what skills are you planning to create all this stuff?
Yeah, so we're using some of our knowledge about the electricity generation and transmission industry to understand our problem and the need for our dashboard. We are using some of the programming skills that we've learned in earlier classes to help us solve this.
Awesome.
Cool. Thanks. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you much for having us.
It was nice talking to you guys.